Hello, and thanks for tuning in to Wedded Bliss. It's me, Love Coach Tam, and today I'm here to talk to you about healthy and happy relationships. So, here at the Wedded Bliss Love Academy, we strive to educate and entertain you on different topics relating to marriage, relationship, diversity, and healthy and happy love and relationships. So let's jump right into it. So a lot of times in relationships, you first have the honeymoon phase, or what I like to call new relationship energy. When you're experiencing new relationship energy, it is hard for you to see the flaws of your partner. New relationship energy can last anywhere between the first 3 to 6 months of a relationship, and it's basically what people call the honeymoon phase, where you're new in love, everything's fresh, everything's exciting, fun, cute, and adorable from your partner. And you tend to ignore a lot of those red flags or things that you should caution yourself from. A lot of things that could be seen as toxic or unhealthy relationship traits. We tend to overlook them because of this fresh new sense of love. So when the new relationship energy kind of fades away, then now you are gelling with this person. You're getting to know their likes, their dislikes, and you're starting to notice some of their flaws. And it may seem like in this part of the relationship, everything that they do may get on your nerve. And that's just because the new relationship energy has worn off. But you can make it through this phase by just understanding and remembering that we're all human, we all make mistakes, and we all have flaws. So no one's going to be perfect. No one's going to be the one and meet all of your needs. It's not fair, and it's very selfish to expect one person to meet all of your needs. So let's not dump all of our needs and all of our desires off onto our partners, because that can cause them to be a little resentful. And then you can start to get resentful when those needs are not met. We need to communicate what our needs are. We need to sit down and figure out what our non negotiables are, what things we're not willing to deal with, as well as creating some healthy boundaries within the relationship to help us make it through not just the new relationship energy, not just like the 5 to 7 year itch, but just through the relationship in general. So that way you can have a lifelong happy and healthy relationship. So I hope that helps. Just a few more things I'd like to touch on. A lot of times when you're in this phase of like the relationship itch, where things are getting on your nerves and it just seems like you're at each other's throats and lots of conflicts and arguments are coming up, remember to fight fair. If your partner is trying to address a concern with you, you want to make sure that your partner feels safe to come to you and open up to you about their feelings. Because if you automatically jump on the defense and try to defend every little thing that they say rather than listening for understanding, that's going to make your partner shut down and feel like they cannot come to you without it becoming a war zone or an argument. Airing your concerns or addressing issues with your partner doesn't need to end up being an argument or a fight. It doesn't need to. Just remember to fight fair and hear your partner out. Figure out why they feel the way they feel. You may not agree. You can agree to disagree, but in a respectful manner. So hear them out, figure out why they feel the way they feel, and what you can do to kind of, I don't want to say change the way they think, because those are their thoughts and their feelings, and everyone's entitled to the way that they feel. However, if there's something that you can do to ease the stress of your partner's emotions in that moment and why they feel the way they feel, talk through it. Just talk through it. Simply have a conversation. Why do you feel this way? What have I done to make you feel this way? What can I do to help you through this feeling right now? So yeah, I mean, don't get upset and jump on the defense, because that means that you're not actually listening. You just want to defend your stance and prove that you're right. And you're more concerned with winning the argument rather than listening for understanding. So sometimes we have to put our egos to the side. And remember, this is not about winning a debate. This is not debate club. Your wife, your husband, your spouse, your partner, your boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, they are not your enemy. They are not your opponent in a wrestling match. Okay? We're not trying to, oh, you say something, so I want to shoot it back at you. I'm going to get a mirror, and every time you say something, I'm going to deflect that accusation back to you. Oh, I know you are, but what am I? This is not a fifth grade debate. This is an adult, happy, and healthy relationship. And so now it's not the time for you to go back into your memory bank and pull up the past and say, oh, but you did it. Well, that's not the issue right now. And if that is an issue, then you should have addressed it when it happened, not in the middle of a heated argument. Because when you're deflecting from what your partner is trying to bring to your awareness, that automatically is going to make them shut down, or they're going to come back at you, and now it's just a back and forth argument. That's not very productive to the relationship. The point of addressing an issue is to solve the problem, not to argue about the problem, not to refute it and keep shooting back at the person with defenses. It's a defense mechanism caused by past traumas. Most times when people are deflecting and get defensive about anything that is in opposition to what they're doing or not doing, they're getting defensive because more than likely in their family dynamic or their relationships with their parents or caregivers from childhood, they were never able to speak up and voice their opinion. And they were probably blamed for things and told not to cry, be quiet, stay in a child's place, be seen and not heard, things of that nature. So this person, was probably not able to voice their concerns and was probably criticized a lot growing up. So when it comes to constructive criticism as an adult, they take offense to it, they jump on the defense, and then they start deflecting and being argumentative and combative. Being combative is not going to help you with healthy communication with your partners. So let's just try to make space for everyone to feel safe to voice their opinions, their issues, and let's listen to solve the problem and not argue to win the debate, because it never needs to be a debate. It doesn't have to be an argument if everyone is open and honest with their communication and practicing active listening and empathy. Be a little empathetic to your partner. Maybe you feel like the way that they're feeling and the reason why they're upset isn't valid. I mean, you don't want to invalidate a person's feelings, but if you don't agree, that is fine. But there's a way to convey that without being rude, nasty, and disrespectful and offensive. So, healthy communication, active listening, a little bit of empathy can go a long way in relationship conflicts. So let's fight fair and love each other. Okay, go out there, spread some love. Thanks for listening and joining in to me, Love Coach Tam, here at Wedded Bliss Love Academy. For more relationship and marriage tips, definitely reach out to me at weddedblissdetroit.com or at 313-279-8009. Until next time, peace and spread love.